Right. Oh, good Lord. Uh, Sorry about that. No.
It's not a bad thing.
How do you set it up? I think I missed that part.
So they're gonna send us like information and we'll blast it out to all you guys, because every agent gets a specific dashboard.
Okay.
So they have like their own support and contact people, so like they're gonna set up everything, because it's third party, with your username, login, and all that stuff, so it should be pretty easy.
And that's what I was trying to ask him, because
So they don't have anything to do with command, he's pulling his information from DocuSign, so he's not gonna know anything about tags and stuff in command.
So it looks like you will have to give them permission to get into your DocuSign account so they can pull the customer.
So it's not gonna be permission, they're gonna automatically take it, you have to
Right.
You have to
them
opt out.
Yeah, so everybody's gonna be auto enrolled, because he's gonna pull everything from your DocuSign. The only time they're not gonna be auto enrolled is if you specifically opt out your whole database or each specific client. So just be aware, everyone's getting
Oh,
pulled in.
hold on, so you guys are going to give them permission to,
They are
to
getting
go-
permission when they give you your dashboard with your username and login.
okay.
Yeah.
So I have to.
You have
I can
control over it.
choose.
Yeah, you pick and
Control.
choose who you wanna
Okay,
opt
got
in and opt out, because you might have a client that says, I don't want any of this, and you just know opt out, or you can opt out
No.
everyone.
Hold on, so do I have?
You'll get notified. Is that what you're asking?
No, what I am asking is, will I have the ability to say no before they send me up? I don't want them to get my data without me knowing first.
Well, that would be your choice in the beginning. So you know, now that you know about the system, so you can opt out of it.
At what point?
You want
No.
to, you want to be able to
I
opt
mean,
in.
do it
It's not an
before.
opt in, it's an opt out. Does that make sense?
I don't want them to do it before,
She wants to opt out before anything is
yeah,
blasted out.
I
And
don't,
she can do that.
because.
You can opt out of the whole system.
Okay, because I don't want anybody to get my data.
You're gonna
without
get
my
an email
permission.
from them before, like, so once they get all your client's information, he sends you an email and says, I have Steve Smith, we're gonna be sending an email in 3 days, and then you get it and say, no, don't send him an email, and then they'll take him off.
But they will have my customer data. I don't
Kenny
think that
said
that's
before the
fair.
whole thing happens.
I don't know if that's an option.
Okay,
As
does
far
she
as I'm
get to
concerned.
opt out?
She-
Sorry,
she
but
wants to
that's-
opt in.
Her whole database.
It's not an opt in, it's an opt out. So if you opt in would be, do you want this?
But why
It's more,
another
do you not
company
want
would have
this?
Okay,
my
are they
data?
gonna ask the individual agent, do you want this for your clients, or is it automatic?
It shouldn't be.
It's automatic setup, but you can automatically opt out.
Why are we talking
I know,
about
that's what.
information? Do you see my position?
Yeah, I know, I agree, because that's been
But
the
that
issue all
shouldn't
along.
be.
So it is your option, this, you're not listening. It's your option in the beginning, you don't have to participate in this at all.
But it sounds like they'll have
But
access
it's-
to that
No,
data.
it
Anyway.
has,
No, they will not, and that's what you
that's what
mentioned.
I'm hearing.
They have access, they do not use it.
Right.
Well, but we don't want, I personally want to understand better before they have access to my data, because they will have it in their system, right? That's what I
But-
understand.
Yes.
Yes, but they have an agreement with KW International. They cannot market to your clients, your database or
When I
anything else.
joined Keller Williams, they were very clear that nobody will have my client database.
It's not shared, that's the way it was put out.
It's not shared. We have your database because you have it in command, you have it in,
Correct, but it's Keller Williams, right?
and this, the agreement they have with Keller Williams is that they will not share the database.
Okay.
So if you don't
You're
want it,
not
it's a choice.
understanding my point. My point is, Keller Williams said that they will not share with anybody my data.
they're
Right
not,
now, another third
they're not,
party.
but the thing is that they have access to the information, but they're not sharing the information. Besides that, You can opt out. You can tell them, hey, I don't want to be a part of this program, and that's it, you're done. So you don't have to be part of the program.
But they have my data.
No, they don't.
Wait,
They're
not if you opt
They're
out.
pulling my data.
No, they're not.
All right, we'll figure it out a little bit more, but I think we're getting in details. If you don't want to be part of it, you don't have to be. That's the big piece.
After they get my data.
No, if you opt out of the whole system beforehand, you don't have to participate. Again, it's an option thing. What do you want? It's just like if you do a mailing, they have your data. Right?
Okay, we
And
can
you
take it
opt out.
offline.
So, okay. All right, so going on. So new listings. Anybody have any new listings coming up that's we got excitement about because we can sell it tomorrow?
Hey, Jim, just to let you know, I do have to go to another Zoom at 11 o'clock on the dot, just so you know.
All right, we'll get you. Promise you. Thank you. Anybody have any listings coming up? No one has any new listings for you. This is a tough market.
I do, Jim.
All right, thanks, Bill. Go ahead for it.
133 Ramsey. It's in Marlton, it's 5-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,400 square feet, full unfinished basement. Probably looking closer to the end of the month, probably around the 24th, 25th, it'll hit the market.
Okay. Price range?
Right now, it looks like somewhere between 380 and 389.
Okay. And then you said towards the end of the month, it'll hit the market?
Yeah, they're planning to get out of town the weekend of the 25th, I believe it is. So that's when we're gonna start showings, that Thursday or Friday.
Fantastic, congratulations.
Thanks.
Fantastic. Anybody else have any listings or coming up? How about any buyer leads? Anybody have any buyer needs that they're looking for something that a buyer, they've been looking for the property for a while? And just have a buyer need that needs to go on. You don't have any?
Me, I'm looking.
What are you looking for?
Well, I'm looking in PA. I'm in,
It's okay, there's agents on the.
oh yeah, I'm looking in Montgomery County, like Glenside, up to Half Arrow. That's where my like ninjas.
What are you looking for?
Under 300, two bedrooms, 3 is good too. Yeah, that's just all, that's literally all our needs. We just want a house.
Anybody else have, no one else? Any of the,
Not saying off the top of my head.
wow.
No, I mean, you're talking to 15, 20 buyers they have between
Right.
30 agents, so. off the top of my
So
head.
this is a good time when you're looking for a buyer's lead. If you can figure out like a neighborhood that would be ideal for a client, bring that up because it might be an area that somebody lives in or markets in or is thinking about selling. If anybody's looking to buy on 7 Lexington Court, I don't know, in New Jersey, I'm always open for offers. But that's not coming out for another year or so. Anyway, where the price of lumber comes down. What's that?
You go ready to pay for now.
Sure. No, we didn't notice. Alicia got engaged yesterday. Oh, okay. All right, so buyers need, so welcome new agents.
So we had 4 new agents last month: John Labori, Jacqueline Saxmeyer, Risa Casal, and Jeff Sanders.
Welcome to everybody. You were involved with the coaching, so good luck with all of that there, son. Cappers, this was a great month for cappers.
Yes, it was. So John Mark, Marion McEwen, James Malfa, Gina Ziegler, and last but not least, Eddie.
Ah, there you go.
Nobody else got one. Yay.
And we'll take a picture of you on the money wheel.
Yeah.
No, really.
Yeah.
That's the most exciting. Then we put it online. So
And you have to jump up so we get that still shot perfectly. Congratulations. Anybody who needs a loan, Kenny's available. Is Andre on the call or? He's not. So we got the numbers for today, for last month, which were very nice. And congratulations to everybody. Go ahead.
So you guys had a really good month last month, closed 123 units for almost 37 million. We almost hit 1 million in commissions paid out. We were at 900,000, so you guys were really close. And then we profit shared 24,000.
So that's nice. So again, just to explain how the profit share works is last month, we were pretty close to the same kind of numbers that we had this month, but the profit share was about $9,000. This time it's because we had a lot of people capped out there, so we weren't bringing any profit in. So congratulations to the people that were at 100%, they got to keep the money. This month, we had more people producing that were not capped, which gives us more profit, which allows us to profit share more. So just so it works, because sometimes it doesn't make sense that, you know, you're sitting there going, well, wait a minute, you made the same dollar last month, we only profit share 9,000. This is the reasoning for it.
Who do we claim?
Anybody, what's that?
Team leader, cat management.
So there we go. So admin updates. We're gonna, go ahead.
Yeah, you can go.
Okay, the Operation Yellow Ribbon. That's the collection we took for last month. We collected $1,192 for Yellow Ribbon, so congratulations. Again, it's part of our culture, and our culture committee is going to be coming up with different charities to get and to donate to and trying to help with the local areas and local towns. The other part we have is some things we have coming, upcoming events. Marlton 4th of July is going to have a parade.
Yes, we are.
So wanting to know, and it's from 12 to 1,
Well, and then the fireworks later.
and then the fireworks are in Marlton. So we're coming back to life, guys. This is exciting. We're getting real life. This is weird talking to a camera. Yeah, I know. It's one-on-one. It's just me and the camera. Yeah, now it's me, you, and it. So the parade is going on. We can walk as a team. Anybody who's interested in walking in the parade, please let me know. We can wear our Red Day shirts or something similar and just put together. We want to be seen. We want to be seen in the community again. Because again, we haven't even had our grand opening yet. So one of the things that we're going to be talking about is our grand opening coming up in the near future. We're trying to figure out a month that's good for that. Other things that we're having is a welcome back party for both Medford and then in Marlton, coming back, being able to speak to each other in person, see their faces. Again, in 3D, which is nice. Not being able to put us on mute, which is great, or taking off video, things like that, which would be exciting. And then the other part, get together we're gonna have is mega camps coming in August. And we're gonna put together a thing for mega camp. There's only allowing 2,500 people at the convention center. To give you an idea, last mega camp, I believe, had 19 or 17,000 agents participating. And that was leadership. So we're going to try to try to create energy here and get the training, because there's a lot of things going on. I don't know if you get Inman News, where Carl, who's our CEO or president, he's the CEO, I believe, of KWX, is talking about some of the things that they're going to be looking into. So this year is going to be a lot of movement with Keller Williams. So we want you to be as involved and understand what's going on as much as possible. All right. Lessons learned.
So Jim, a question, mega camp's gonna be.
I believe it'll be August, and we'll have it here, or the two offices,
Okay, so
celebrating it in the
so like
offices.
Cast that out there.
Yeah, correct. Barry Goodman, are you all familiar with Barry Goodman, the jar attorney? He did the Fair Housing Corner, which was part of the one credit, the credit that you could get to get your license renewed. He talked about love letters. Michelle's always telling me, don't do that, don't do that. And basically he's saying, don't do that, don't do that. You have to be careful. I know we're always trying to get the edge for our clients and everything else. What it does hit us on the Fair Housing Act, because it can be family status, it can be your orientation, ethnic group, religion, whatever it might be, that might be against, and somebody might be judging it. So if somebody sends you a letter, just send it back saying, I can't present this. Just give me the offer. Because if the presentation is in there and if somebody doesn't get picked, they may interpret it for a reason other than what the actual reason is. Or they may,
I have a Mike question. Hey, Mike,
Yes, sir.
if it's attached to the offer, if it's,
Detach it.
Yeah.
okay, so what if it says in the offer,
If you move it, you're responsible. How's that?
does that
if you
make sense?
what?
If you move it, you're
Forward,
responsible. In other words, if you're giving that, your client the
It's like
information
you're
that
going to
they.
rob a bank and you're.
Yeah, but like if my seller gets an offer,
You present the offer, not the love letter.
even if
With
it's
the
connected,
offer, not the
or
love
it's
letter.
part of the offer,
The
please
offer.
read the attached
It
letter.
can't be part of the offer. It's going to be attached. at the
Okay,
end.
all right, so just follow me. So in the offer, when it says other, when you type in, please see attached letter, we don't have to attach it.
Right, I cannot, the New Jersey Real Estate Commission says I cannot forward this little love letter that they've attached to the offer, because they should know better, if they didn't, I have to.
All right, so that's what agents should do, is just get back to that agent that submitted.
Yeah, and let them know they
According
can't.
to so-and-so, I cannot.
It's going on, you can't stop it, but you just don't present it.
It's a
Okay.
state fine,
All right,
it's like
thanks,
a
Mike.
$21,000 fine.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I actually received one,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
that gave away race, family status, and religion.
Yeah. I blame it
I mean, it
on
would
my
have been,
brother.
would have been like, and I had to go back to the agent, I said, look, I can't present this as it is.
I blame it on you. I
It's
just
you
said
really
my
blame it on me.
broker doesn't allow me to.
Sorry, your broker. ran the planning commission.
She actually says Mike. She actually says Mike doesn't have the broker.
You can say that, I don't care.
I know, I'm kidding.
So,
I've been over before.
you know,
It's just one of those.
this used to be the way we used to smooth it over. We really love that family tree you have in the back.
Yeah.
We're chopping it down 2 weeks from after settlement, but that's okay.
I think Bill has a question for you, Sandy.
Go ahead, Bill. You have a question, Bill? Anybody have a question?
You raised your little virtual hand, buddy. Okay, bye.
Nope.
Never mind.
Never mind. All right. Coming soon exclusives, or coming soon. One thing I gotta ask, and I will ask, before you put a sign in a yard, make sure that our front desk people, Brenda, Trish, know that there's a sign going in the front yard. We've been having a absorbent amount of calls asking about certain addresses and we're like, don't know. And then we go into realtor.com or onto the MLS, no information. Because it's an office exclusive. If we don't know about it, we can't direct it. We can't direct it back to you. We can't direct it to give an idea to the client. We have no information on it. So again, if you're going to do a office exclusive, if you're going to do a coming soon, if you're listing it as a normal listing, but putting the sign in the yard before you actually type it into the MLS, we can't help you.
I thought that was a no-no.
It is a no-no.
You can't help yourself.
but-
Hey, Jim,
Yes,
also, if they put it in their command, we can find it that way too sometimes, but most times it's not in there either.
yeah, but we're hunting for it. They should know it. We're reacting. So the client's on the, or the potential customer client is on the phone asking us, what's the price on this house? We don't know anything about it. They're gonna get upset after 15 minutes because we're searching around and still have no information on it.
You could probably twist it around. It might be to the listing agent's benefit, not to put the sign up until they actually have it in the MLS. Because now the call doesn't go to them, it goes to the office and we don't know who's listed.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And all of a sudden, get a live buyer, doesn't know that Robert's people or Rangers.
And that's how I train. I train, don't put it on until it's in MLS.
Exactly.
Or notify the front desk people. If they're the ones who are gonna be getting called besides the client, they have to know that it's coming. They have to know what's going on.
I have a question. What if you do all that and then like the next day it's sold, you still put out the sign? Right. You still have to put out the sign if it's sold in one day?
Well, if it's an office exclusive, then you really wouldn't put out the sign. If it's a coming soon, that shouldn't be signed, that shouldn't be under contract until it goes active.
I would keep that sign up because that's your name and your cell on it. So-
Right, but I mean, if we have it coming soon and we go, from coming soon to pending, then there's another, that's when you start getting into some of the legal issues.
Well,
And then talk to Mike.
well, unless somebody send an offer without seeing the house, right?
And what do you need to do?
Put it out there?
Present the offer.
Yeah, present the offer, and then if the seller takes the offer, you're okay, right?
No,
Why not?
this listing's not in the MLS yet? There's a lot.
It is in the MLS.
It's in there.
She's saying it's in there coming, as coming
As
soon.
coming soon.
And it's, and then they put an offer and it's subject to viewing the property. And when you do a coming soon, you have a projected date.
Yeah, but
So you
let's say this is the scenario, so somebody put an offer without seeing the house,
Do they want to see the house?
and they don't want to see the house, they just want to buy it.
Okay.
And the
How much weight are you
seller,
gonna put on that offer?
and the seller accepts. Let's say it's somebody who knows,
Subject to never seeing the house.
subject to never
So-
see the house. In that case.
I think that's something we'll have to look at.
That's a different
It's
scenario.
scenario.
So then people, we used to put offers to see a house. You put a full price offer subject to viewing the house. Okay, it's the same thing. So
Okay.
you put it live. Is it the best interest of your seller? He might have 4 or 5 or more offers. So he's got one now,
Yeah.
and the people still have to see the house. So you can count it back and say you're buying it as is without viewing the property ever until the day you close. And see what they say. I'll probably say no.
All right.
I'm not
So-
Imagine that.
Yeah, I mean, is there always a curve to something? Possibly.
Yeah.
There's a
But that's
curve.
what you have to bring up to Mike or myself.
Yeah.
We don't just make a decision based on that. You know, we want to find out what's going on. We want to cover your butts as much as we're trying to cover ours.
I have another question. Does anybody call the utility companies before they put that sign in the ground? Do they have to?
No.
Depends what kind of sign they're digging for.
First of all, how, you put a
Or did
post
you
in,
put
you put a
that?
sign with,
Just our.
anything more than 16 inches needs a dig out. In other words, you'd have to call for a mark out.
Mark out.
But if you're putting, are you putting post in, or you putting?
No, just a regular sign.
Yard
No.
signs are less than 16 inches, I mean.
But when you see them put those big posts in and they're actually putting the posts into the ground
Yeah.
and they start to dig, they're the ones that are
then
supposed to
you
be
should
checking on
mark out.
time.
You're using a regular yard sign, you don't need a mark out. But did you hit, now, I could tell you some people will hit sprinkler systems if they weren't put in properly, because they should be 16 inches under. But they do come up, if you hit one, you're gonna be replacing it.
I have to replace it.
There you go, you did the right thing. It was probably put in without a permit.
So I had a neighbor down the shore digging a hole and hit into the underground wire system, electricity. Sparks were flying all
Hey,
over.
Jim,
Yes, sir.
He's not gonna go by 11.
hey, you might want to mention the coming soon form that Mike put out there.
Mike, you want to take that?
Questions on it? It was pretty clear, right?
Yeah, it was very clear once you revised the form.
You're welcome, Dan. Glad you enjoyed it.
What?
Is
Quick.
it Quay?
It's quick.
Yeah, he's on it. He's.
So anyway, technically, the Bright doesn't require a coming soon form. We've created a coming soon form, go ahead.
It's not that, and I actually called the new gentleman that's gonna be taking over, Bright is gonna be taking over. But was with Bright, is now gonna be coming into taking over our board in the next 6 months or thereabouts. But the listing form for the state of New Jersey, some of the counties have provisions that you can put the coming soon information right in the listing form. Ours, because, our country club doesn't have that provision in there, so you'd have to write it in under other, as Robert said. So, what I said is, we were having a pattern of not having anybody write anything in. The coming soon was just an arbitrary date. When you put that in the MLS, you have to have an active date when that's starting. And that means no showings, no brother-in-laws, no sister-in-laws, no uncles, no aunts, no friends of friends of friends showing the house, period. So it has to have an active date. So at that point, we did some research. I started going around and came up with, there was a form that it's best to have, and I contacted the, this one contact, Brennan Jones, who says you're better off having your seller sign it, because what's been happening is, When it's contested, the realtor doesn't have any information about this coming soon. The sellers have no idea that you're doing a coming soon, and they just think that they listed their house, you walked away, you put a sign in their yard, and next thing you know, you're the only person showing it because you think you have a coming soon. They don't know you have a coming soon, and they don't know the house is on the market. So there's been some challenges back and forth regarding that. So we're trying to just make it clear, transparent, that when you do a coming soon, everybody's on the same page so we don't get sued, and you don't get sued.
Okay.
Okay?
Right.
So that's why I put it out there to use, because it just keeps transparency in the event that you're ever challenged.
To be honest, I didn't know that there was a form, so
You're
thank
not
you for
alone.
putting.
You're not alone. Our board is not, one thing they're good at is taking fees and taking things away.
Yeah.
But they're not good about making sure our forms are up to date. It should be in our forms, our listing forms, but it's not.
I'm going to interrupt real quick. Andrew, I apologize. Preferred warranty, please give us your spiel real quick. I know you got to go at 11.
Thanks, Jim. I appreciate that. So I feel like what I just want to leave you all with before I go is to always remember right now, people will never forget buying a home during the pandemic. I know we're coming out of the pandemic right now, but I saw a news article that 60% of millennials have buyer's remorse on the homes that they purchased in the last 12 months. And that says a lot. People are paying $50,000 or $60,000 over asking for homes that are not their first choice by far, because 9 times out of 10, they lose their first bid. So they're paying a lot for homes that they're technically settling for. So to protect your post-sale referrals with these clients, home warranty is key. You know, if they pay $50,000 over asking for a house that's not their first choice that they're settling for, and then they have a $3,000 air conditioning systems failure, they're not really going to look on their real estate experience positively. However, if a home warranty is there to help offset the cost of repair or replacement when they have that systems failure, then you look like a superhero. So just always remember to take care of your clients, because they're dealing with a lot right now in the market. And it really goes a long way for your referral base if they have coverage after they move into the house, versus if they don't have coverage, they're going to be stuck paying that bill out of pocket. And 70% of your buyers have a systems failure in the first 3 months after they move into the house. Okay? So always remember to put yourself in the buyer's shoes. They're paying 50 grand over asking for a house that they didn't really want. It's not what they pictured in their mind as their forever home. So if you want to get referrals from them after they move into the home, try to make sure that they have coverage when they really need it with a home warranty.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Actually, it's a very fair statement, because I think we're going to see a lot of that coming up. We talked about that as different meetings. I actually had my cousin's daughter call me up and say she's going to be my new neighbor. And it was, I said, there's no houses on their street for sale. Well, it was a for sale by owner. It was kind of done under. I said, that's great. I said, did he, he's an attorney. I said, did he disclose to you what's going on with the house? And she goes, no, what? I said, well, they had a fire. Because I was actually the one who brought the coffee down then to him in the middle of the night. It's like the whole neighborhood, Yeah, so, disclosure is a big deal. And I think that's what we're going to see a lot with people giving up their rights, doing home inspections. We got to make sure they're disclosing.
Jim, I don't think that we give these guys, Howard does a great job, and I use them extensively. I probably saw a couple a month. And you can't beat the program they have, because it's the only insurance company that you get to pick your vendor, as long as they're licensed in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, wherever they're licensed. You can't, it's invaluable. It's what are you thinking about? You sell $500,000-$600,000 house, it's $400. You get a commission back, and your people are covered.
So, thank you, sir.
Thanks for having me, Jim, James, everyone else. See you later.
Have a great one.
Let me know if you have any questions. Always feel comfortable calling me or Warren anytime.
Will do, will do. Thank you. Mike,
Right.
anything that's been coming up lately of legal issues that you're worried about, I mean, besides you coming soon?
I think that there's a couple of happy platforms because there's our exposure is different right now. I think that I'm going to speak to George about it because our policy changed a little bit. Before, if we had a run-in with a potential lawsuit, we would email it over to and give Darlene, I think, would run it up the flagpole. At this point here, our new policy has a provision in there that we really have to be concerned about because we are responsible for the first $10,000 of remediation with a third-party attorney's group, which means that there's a lot of front-end work for a case that hasn't even come to fruition yet, and they're trying to put it out because I don't think most people understand the average cost of these litigation cases when they go to depositions and they go doing their fact finding is the average is above 50 and between 100. That's kind of where these things land. And you see the checks. I mean, it's 75 is like an average, 80 is an average. So home inspections, home warranties, all that stuff is CYA because it protects you because our exposure is 5,000 per agent, on a lawsuit. But this new provision is, this was a new category we had with one of our agents, and you talk about how silly it starts. Here's a seller was going through a divorce, got divorced, wanted to sell a house, then right after contract decided I don't want to sell anymore. So the buyer took themselves out of the market. The buyer and seller's attorneys both lawyered up, and they were going to sue the seller to sell his house. We had to incur expenses with a law firm that average about $200, $300 an hour, just to talk to both attorneys. So I don't know that we haven't even had our bill yet. So we're responsible. So we just have to be careful. These things, home inspections. I know a lot of us are trying to make things happen. So we're giving up inspections. You can give it up in the contract, but you still should have it. Because then the buyer can't come back and say, well, you told me not to get an inspection. You might give it up, you might not be able to ask for anything, but you still should have an inspection. So it's just really important trying to protect yourself.
And that's why I backer you a lot. Every time I have a little question, I'm like.
As you know, Kenny, I answer my phone on the weekends and nights, and that's just the way it's part of the business.
And I appreciate that.
No, you're available. But just if you feel you have a question, call. I'd rather you have a call because when it lawyers up, now this new little platform that we have to deal with is a law firm in advance. That was like a new.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. So moving forward, anybody have any questions, things they want to share? Online or anything else? All right, well, we'll start with, we have Mr. Rick Brown here with Evesham Mortgage. Come on, might want to come up here so we can see.
1.1.
They keep dropping. I just got with Trish. We're gonna do another lunch and learn on the 22nd from 12 to 1. I'm gonna bring an appraiser and the owner of our appraisal management company, because obviously that's one of the biggest issues there is going on right now. So the appraiser will be here. They'll give a little presentation for like the first 30 minutes and then take any Q&A, talk to you about, when they're going out on an appraisal, what they're expecting, what benefits them, values coming in, what they want to know from you, and what they don't want to know from you. So that'll be on the 22nd. The interest rates dropped again. They're back into the twos. They were 30-year fixed they creep back up, but they're back down into the twos. And we are starting to see, we were seeing a whole bunch of appraisal waivers initially, but now with all the offers above asking, we're not seeing near as many appraisal waivers as we were before. And that's why I want to bring the appraisers in so that you guys can have a really good discussion with the appraisers and what they're looking at, because that is, when I look at mortgages, that's the only issue we have. Our industry is open, our guidelines are back open. There's a lot of different types of lending. It's just all wrapped around the appraisal. I was just telling Mike, I have a client, one of my LOs, they sold in Cherry Hill and they sold in Barkley Farms for $570,000
Oh my God.
in Barkley Farms. So I actually got an appraisal at $519 and the buyer was willing to pay 20 grand over that. And the seller still said no. I offered to go, and that's one of the things that we'll do a little differently. I offered to pay for another appraisal. I said, I'll get to another company, I'll pay for another appraisal myself, and let's just see. And one of the things that the agent was arguing with me about was price per square foot. Well, price per square foot isn't what the appraisal is about. It's about the comp of the house next door, not the price per square foot of other houses. And so I hope you guys can all come the 22nd. It'll be a catered lunch. I think I'm gonna have mayonnaise, bring some meatballs and chicken parm and a lot of nice lunch. Another nice, try to get together face to face, with everybody. So I'm right upstairs. If anybody ever needs me, walk upstairs. My cards are everywhere. And Gabby and Jim definitely not even touch. All right.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. How about Wayne? Is Wayne on or no?
Wayne is.
All right, yeah, I'm on. How you doing?
There you go, Transtar. There you go, sir.
All right, everyone, it is the season, as you know. It's pretty crazy out here. What we have found that, as Transtar Moving Systems being a full-blown moving and storage company, we really do, as always, appreciate this relationship with Keller Williams and everything that we do and try to do to help your clients. When I say try to help your clients, right now it's a capacity issue. We are almost completely booked out into July 4th weekend right now. So the best advice that I could share with agents and to their clients is don't procrastinate in finding a moving company because you may not find one. So it's really tough out there. The labor market, all the business owners, everybody hears the woes of trying to hire help, and we're no different. We're struggling to service all the clients that are looking for our help. But that's kind of my message of the day, and just to also reiterate the storage side of it. We provide storage, short-term, long-term, overnight. The way things that have been working out with settlements. And the housing market as the way it is, it seems that we have to provide more storage than we ever have. So our warehouse, we have a lot of families that are sold their homes and have not found a new home yet, and they don't even know when they're going to find a home. So it's kind of indefinite storage with us until they figure out, the next house they're going to buy. My wife just joined us too, Marie Lavasio. She handles our education, onboarding, quality assurance out there. So between the husband and wife team here, we anything we can do to help you all. Like I said, our only thing right now is difficulty helping people through the rest of June because of the demand. But thanks for having us on, and we do appreciate your support and anything we can do to help you. We're always here.
Thanks, Wayne.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Nancy, you're on. Nancy Brogan. There she is.
Hi, everyone.
How are you?
Hi. Good, great, thank you. I wanted to reiterate some of what Rick already touched on, which is we are seeing that appraisals are catching up with values, which is great. Not as many appraisal issues, at least not in my deals that I have come across. Rates have moved down slightly, so we're all happy about that. And as always, I'm happy to call a listing agent to explain to them the quality buyers that you bring to me. And I'm always happy to do a buyer consultation or work an open house or help you in whatever marketing you need. So please call me anytime. I'm here. I'm a phone call away. I'm happy to meet with you. And I'm in the office in Bedford. Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, your hometown title, Desiree's not on with us right now. And then Premier Home and Auto Insurance, which Phil's not on. And I think we've run a little late. Anybody have anything else they want to add that just came to mind that they're kind of curious about? anything. And don't forget the cameras adding 20 to 30 to 40 pounds. So I said, no, it is. It's all pretend. It just makes it squattier. I don't look 6'5" there either. All right, thank you very much. Please keep on the lookout for what's going on as far as the different open houses that we have coming up, the mega camp, the grand opening, the welcome back to life. And also let us know if you're interested in walking at the 4th of July parade in Marlton. Thank you. Have a great night. Have a great week. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.